Thank you for coming in, Erin. So I'm joined today by Erin. I'm Keira from Being Wineful. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you work, etc.?
So I'm Erin. I work at Heron, which rhymes quite nicely.
Oh, it does rhyme nicely.
It's a bonus.
Yes.
But yes, Heron's a Michelin star restaurant based down at the shore in Leith.
Yep.
And I'm the sommelier there. I work alongside my wine director, and we've got a wine list with about 450 different wines, and then we also do tasting menus with mixed pairings, and most recently introducing a non-alcoholic pairing that our bartender's been working on.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's really exciting.
That is really exciting. And in fact, it takes me away slightly from the questions, but I am fascinated in that because I think people are being a bit more conscious and cutting down on what they're drinking. Mm-hmm. And I think it's great to have that alternative, or maybe substitute a course or something. Would you allow people to do that maybe? Or
I think it would depend how you're drinking. So the wine pairings at the moment, it's designed to be 2/3 of a bottle.
Yes.
So it's a manageable amount.
Yeah.
However, I find lots of people are having, if they're going for wine pairing, maybe have like a non-alcoholic cocktail to start.
Nice.
And then sort of, because there's enough food, you can sort of drink that without it affecting you too much.
Yes.
But we would say, I think if people were interested in like both pairings, you could probably do both pairings between two people and switch about.
That's a nice idea.
But it's all quite new still, the non-alcoholic pairings.
I think that's brilliant.
So it's quite exciting.
Yeah, really glad. And I just want to say thank you to Graham for allowing us to be in Good Brothers while we're filming today as well. And I believe you used to actually work in Good Brothers. Was that your first foray into the wine trade, or did you work elsewhere before?
No, so I actually got into wine when I was working in New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
So I was working at a restaurant there, but it was very, obviously New Zealand wine focused. And come from Scotland, I knew whiskies really well, but I didn't really know wine. So getting a chance to sort of try 3 different bottles of the same varietal, and they were all different, blew my mind. And I thought, this is great. How have they done this?
Yes.
And then got into it that way.
Oh, brilliant.
And then came back from New Zealand just before COVID.
Yeah.
Spent quite a lot of time during COVID doing some wine studies, figuring out what I wanted to do, and then went to work at Good Brothers before moving on to Heron.
That's fantastic. And what great sort of grounding. You've got like the kind of wine list in a wine bar, and then you're now in a Michelin star, premise as well. And this is perfect for some of the questions I've got coming up, because I think part of this campaign and series of filming is to how can we dispel some of the myths of both sommeliers and also about, wine lists in general, and also to make people feel a little less intimidated when they come in, because I think for some people you've really saved up for that kind of expensive meal and you want it to be a fun and enjoyable experience. So some of the questions I'll be asking will be around, how can you help the customer feel at ease during their experience. Before we get on to that though, I'd like to know your first memorable wine experience, or it could be even formative, anything that's kind of really made you think. Was it the New Zealand one perhaps?
I think it was New Zealand. So my parents are big hosters, so we've always had a sort of party atmosphere in our house where there's always been a lot of booze. So growing up I was taught how to pour Prosecco. So that was my main role. Was go around, pour Prosecco, no one's allowed to have an empty glass.
Okay.
So it's always been a bit of that sort of entertainment, hospitality sort of instilled in me. And then New Zealand sort of wanted to draw on that, and just when I was like, wine is so much bigger than just having a full glass all the time.
Yes.
And it's to be enjoyed, and there's so much more to it, and be able to sort of find that out and learn about winemaking, and it'd be a lot more accessible was the main thing.
Oh, that's good.
Really
Did you
exciting.
get to do any winemaking or be on a farm or vineyard or anything like that while you were there?
No, the plan was to go back and do a bit of that, but unfortunately I booked flights for the day the airport's closed for COVID.
Yeah, no, fair
so I was
enough.
like, I'll fly back and I'll get into that, and then it just didn't work out.
Yeah,
so.
Is it something you'd like to go back and do at some point?
I'm tempted, but I hate spiders, I hate snakes.
Maybe Northern Europe might be better than New Zealand then.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I could do something that's nice. I've looked at Portugal, but it's also the heat as well. I'm like, if I'm in that heat, I just want to sunbathe.
Yeah.
So that's it. I was like, I don't think I'd prefer just pouring it.
Yeah, perfect. That's great. Thank you. So coming back to what the campaign is about trying to put customers at ease, there's a kind of couple of questions that I want you to consider. What is it that you would ask as a customer comes in and you're starting to talk about the wine list? And also, what do you think it would be helpful if customers asked you or let you know about when they sit down?
So I normally ask people, like, are you looking obviously red or white, bottle or glass, sort of very standard ones. And I say, is there anything you do drink from or anywhere you don't drink from?
Okay.
Or any grapes you really avoid?
Yeah.
And majority of people say Chardonnay, avoid it at all costs.
My favourite.
And same. So then, if they say that, I then try and sneakily get them to drink Chardonnay without. So I'll go for like a stainless steel blend or something because they want something fresh. But you'll say there's Chardonnay in this, but it won't taste like Chardonnay. Yeah. But then I think as well with customers, if they're coming in, it's really useful for us to sort of for people to say their price points.
Yes.
People try and shy away from that, but our list goes from £28 to about £600. So
that's great.
It's a really nice breadth, but if people say, "Oh, my limit is this," then we're not going to push you to the top of your limit. No. We're going to keep you at a stage that you're happy with. Yeah. And then I know if you're paying a little bit less for your bottle, you might get another bottle. Yes. Which is it. So it's great. I try and give 3 bottles sort of recommendations and go for a mix of countries, mix of grapes, mix of styles as well, just to sort of show a bit of everything, which is quite nice. But I think people decline to say how much they want to spend and try not to hem themselves into a box, but hem yourself into a box and we'll work to get you out of it. But the more sort of parameters and rules you give us, the more that we can sort of work with, which is because the worst is when people say, "I just want a wine, any wine you choose." There's nothing, and I'm like, "Do you want to talk about it?" No, you just choose a wine for us.
But you've got 450 right on your list at Heron. I mean, you just can't possibly choose one. So I love that you brought up price, because I do think it's one of those things that we're all a little bit nervous about saying. But the more I got into wine and the more that I learned about it and talked with sommeliers, for instance, I felt really comfortable saying, tonight I'm not spending any more than 60. Or tonight we're splashing out. It's a special occasion, take me up to 100. So I think if you have that very open conversation, you've got a lot more to work with. Yeah, right?
It gives us just the parameters of instead of saying, "Oh, so you like something with oak? Well, here's a bottle that's 250 quid. And you're going, "Oh, I really want to spend £50.
Exactly.
Because if you said that, then I can pull it back down. I can give you 3 bottles in that price range. Yeah. Instead, if you don't say a price, then I'm going to give you 3 bottles across price ranges. Yeah. So you're going to be choosing it more on price rather than bottle. Yeah. Which I think people think it's a bad look to say, "Oh, I only want to spend this much." But I'm like, no, tell me. Because it's really helpful. Yeah. It just helps narrow it down, and then we're actually looking at bottles that you want to drink instead of looking at bottles that you want to spend the money on.
I like that. So it's more about your preference as a consumer, making sure that they get a fulfilling experience as opposed to how it looks on a price level. I also think when, you get the price out the way and the budget out the way, because then you can actually just concentrate on the food and the wine. And I think that takes me on to the kind of food and wine pairing. Do you tend to wait for them to choose their menu choices, or I guess you've got a set do you have a set pairing menu?
Yes, so we've got a tasting menu.
A tasting menu, and say if somebody doesn't want to take the paired wines, do you just wait to kind of understand what it is they're going to be having and then try and match to that?
So if someone's not wanting to do paired wines but they do want to pair a few glasses, we'll go over and chat to them and say, like, is there, sometimes it can be because they don't like some type of wine, so I can say I can do the pairing without that wine and sub in something else, or they just don't want to drink that much. Yeah. So in that case I'll say, well, 2 glasses across the menu, and we'll sort of pair it with, instead of 1 course, it'll be paired with 3 courses. Brilliant. And you also get people who want to pair a bottle, which is also quite fun, because then they're like, "Oh, we'll pair a bottle, but I'm dairy-free and gluten-free and pescatarian, she's veggie and vegan." And you're like, oh, very different menus. Yes. But it's nice because it keeps us on our toes. It keeps you sort of going back to the list. Like, I don't try and sell the same bottle multiple times a night. We don't hold an awful lot of stock as well, so if I do that, I'm screwed. But it's nice to try and find different bottles for different tables and find stuff that people are going to really enjoy. Yeah. Lots of people focus, I think, on having the perfect pairing. But if the perfect pairing is, say, a Sauvignon Blanc, and you only drink Chardonnays, you might as well go for something or go for that middle ground and go for something that's going to sort of hit your taste buds as well as the food, instead of going for that sort of perfect pair almost.
I understand what you mean. Is there then, say somebody's coming in and they're doing like multiple courses, but they want to have a bottle of wine to share. Do you have some go-to grapes or types of wines that are good with foods in particular, like maybe a red example or a white example? Yeah, so
I normally say if you're going for, say if someone's having a la carte menu and one person having fish, one person having meat, I do say go for quite a big, bold white wine. So normally go towards like a Chardonnay with quite a bit of oak to it, or going for a sort of lighter style red wine. Normally push a Gamay at that stage.
Nice.
I love Gamay.
Yeah.
I think Pinot Noir is wonderful, but you can get Pinot Noir everywhere.
Yes.
So I always think Gamay is really good. And then when I'm going Pinot Noir, I sometimes try and go to Austria or Germany.
Yep.
Because there's a little bit more excitement there.
Nice.
I try not to go for anything that's too almost classical.
Okay.
Because people can do that themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm there to sort of say, well, let's think outside the box and let's look at something different.
I think that's great, because I think even I'm very guilty of being a Bordeaux lover, a Burgundy lover, and loving those styles of grapes. And I will go in and look at that in the menu. But one of the best things is speaking to his somms and going in and actually saying, okay, this is what I like. Can you give me something a little bit different? And I've even been trying to be a bit more adventurous myself and maybe going for some Spanish or Italian that I just wouldn't personally maybe drink at home. So I do agree with you. I think that's a really nice thing to... It sounds to me, if the customer can be as open as possible and open and curious when they come in, they'll probably get the best experience from working with you, right?
Yeah, as long as you're open to try new things.
Yeah.
But if you're not open to try new things, that's also ideal.
Yeah.
As long as you tell us, I want this type of grape from this region, then we can go, right, have this one.
Yeah.
But if you want to try something new, then tell us a budget, let us sort of work with you. I think lots of people think that we're out to sort of give you the most expensive wine, get the most money, push all the sales. And it's like, no. We've got a massive wine list and we love everything on our wine list.
Yeah, because I do think that is a myth where people think I'm going to get upsold. So if I give you my price range, then they're going to probably try and nudge me up. But I love what you just said, that actually you've got people coming in with different budget ranges. So you're going to actually be able to serve the whole of your wine list. So it's not like that one person you need to target them.
The most expensive wine,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No.
And I think as well, what's really lovely to hear from a place like Heron, where you've got bottles starting at £28, I think there's a perception about Michelin starred places as well, that the wine list is going to start at a ridiculous level. So it's really nice to hear that it doesn't, and that it's very accessible.
I think that's it. It's trying to make sure people can come in, drink good quality wine and be within their budgets, and not go in and think, oh my god, I really like that wine, but I would never have spent that on a wine. And it's sort of, that's the lasting thought.
So what I love about the fact that Heron is a Michelin starred place is that you mentioned your wine start at £28, and that surprised me, because I always have this perception that Michelin starred places are going to have these ridiculously expensive wines. But I think that's great. It means you can go along, you've spent your money on the food, but actually you can choose then how much you want to spend on the wine. Yeah.
We want something that people are going to come in, drink a bottle of wine that they're going to love, but then not leave and think, oh, I was ripped off, oh, I overspent on that. And that's the sort of lasting thought. Instead, we get a lot of people taking pictures of bottles and trying to figure out where they can buy them. We've had repeat customers come in and say, oh, we actually went and we bought 6 bottles of that because we loved it so much. I'm going, that's great, but you've bought all our stock. It's that way where we're trying to make wine as accessible as possible. And I think having those slightly cheaper bottles, it really helps, because there's a lot of younger people as well coming into sort of Michelin star restaurants, and for them to go, oh, we went, but we've only really got a little tiny glass. Instead, we went and we shared a nice bottle of wine. I think it makes all the difference. It just makes it a lot more accessible for everyone.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. Also, we've got a lot of wines, so we can't choose a favourite. So it's best to be able to just have our full range.
And it must be quite exciting as a somm as well to be able to serve up a range and also remind yourself what's on the list. Because you mentioned earlier about you don't like to serve or offer up the same one, and that's quite exciting, isn't it? It's like, okay, what am I going to give this couple that have come in? Yeah.
I think that's it. People come in and there's lots of people. There's a new thing about basically people want to try something that's completely different.
Yes.
They want to try different regions. They want something that they can't get in shops, which we're really lucky. Most of our list you can't buy in sort of supermarkets.
Yeah.
And because of that, you are going, well, we'll skip this area because everyone knows it. We'll skip this, and then go into the really sort of tiny little spots and try and find that sort of elusive bottle for them.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting because there's a lot more choice.
Yeah.
Which is quite good.
That's good. What would you say is probably one of the more niche bottles that you have on your wine list?
We have quite a few niche ones. Yeah.
Or niche regions, or things that people are like, oh, I didn't even know they did wine there.
Yeah, we've got a few from like Slovenia, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then like Greece, we've got Macedonia and stuff, but Greece is wonderful.
Yeah.
And then we try and focus. We've got quite a heavy focus on Italy, which isn't. Obviously everyone knows Italy, but then we're looking at Sardinia as well, and just got a lot of little like regions that you might not expect.
Oh, gorgeous. And Italy in particular is so high in acidity, and also some of the tannic wines, they're just so perfect with food, aren't they?
Yeah, really food focused.
Yeah.
We found a few like producers that we really, really like, so we try and hold on to them. We've got quite an extensive list of Barolos as well.
Oh, I want to go.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm going to come on now to the wines that we've got in front of us.
Perfect.
So just to say, the white one is hidden, and I am going to be a bit of a meanie, and I'm going to get you to try this and kind of maybe talk us through how you would go about identifying a wine at the same time. And it doesn't really matter about getting wines right as such. It's more about like the process of like identification and what it is you're getting from it, etc. And then the second one here we'll talk about afterwards, but this is one you've brought in that we can talk through. So I think, because I'm going to be a bit of a meanie and ask you to kind of take this, it'd be better for us on the palate to do the white first. So okay, great. So please talk me through your process on this.
So I'll start with the nose and say it's, well, the colour as well, it's quite light in colour, so I'm not suggesting too much oak with that colour, but nose is a lot of fruit, lots of like apple, tropical fruit, bit of peach and pear coming through, a little bit of like honeydew melon.
You've got a good nose. That's it, yeah.
I do say I have a cold at the moment.
Oh, so well done. I was like that. Yeah, no, I'm just nodding along going, yeah, get that. Yeah.
And then the palate's a lot smoother.
That is beautiful.
Bit,
yeah, it's
just clean. It's got a touch more like jasmine coming through.
High acidity.
Yeah, it's really hitting you.
Yeah.
That sort of like kefir lime leaf, a little bit of like grapefruit on there as well.
Yes.
A nice tropical fruit note to it.
I was getting a bit of a zing on the tongue or something as well, which I was surprised about.
Yeah, it's really quite fresh. But
and can you explain what we were doing there with the mouth when we were tasting?
Oh, that's my worst bit of tasting too. It's like insane.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just sort of trying to aerate the wine in your mouth, but also touch every bit of your taste buds, so you get everything happening. And normally, so we taste everything that we open at work.
Okay, perfect. Before you serve the customer.
Yeah, which is quite good. But normally, well, I don't do it at work, but if I'm at a tasting, I would spit that out, and then you get a fuller flavour, I think, sometimes when you spit the wine out.
When it comes back through. I've never thought about that before, actually. Sort of
take it to the back and you bring it to the front.
Oh,
but it's horrible to look at.
I know. But you have to do it at trade events because it's just, you'd be pissed off.
It's so much wine, you can't do it.
Yeah, perfect. Do you want to sort of have any, indications of maybe region or, possible grape type or something like that? It's really lovely. Yeah, it's the first time I've had that. It's really nice.
I would go potentially Italy. A little bit.
You are on the right tracks.
Nice, bit higher altitude.
Yep. Everyone's so good.
And I think the grapes tripped me up. I would say potentially like a Suave style.
Yeah.
From Veneto, but...
Do you want me to give you a reveal? Because actually, I don't even know this. And I think the thing about Italy, which is why it's a little bit meany, is that there is so many indigenous grapes in Italy. And I think what I'm, obviously, it's not always the most classical ones that I'm bringing forward, but spot on with the acidity, high altitude, and that Suave style. So let me show you it.
Oh, it's from Friuli, it's Milano.
Do you get it now?
It's like all the jigsaws make sense.
Yeah. It's perfect. So can you, pronounce this for me?
It's like Fulano.
Fulano.
My pronunciations are always awful.
No, maybe in Italian I struggle with. But this is, and I would say that would be so nice with food, right?
Yeah.
Because it's got that nice high acidity as well, and be nice with some salty food or something like that.
Yeah, a little bit of seafood.
Yes.
Perfect with it.
Yeah, excellent. Well done. That's yours afterwards. And do you want to talk about the one that you've brought? Thank you for bringing that in. That's really exciting.
Nice. This is one of my favourite wines.
Okay, let me bring it here so we can have a little look.
It's a perfect lunchtime wine.
Oh, lunchtime wine.
Yeah.
Coined a term.
That's my favourite term.
Yeah.
So it's by Fratelli Alessandria. So they're mainly family owned, but it's mainly female led.
Yeah.
They work a lot of the vineyards as just the women. Yeah. And the labelling is lovely on this.
The labelling is stunning. Yeah, I'm going to hold it there so the camera can pick it up. But what grape is it that we're drinking?
So it's Pella Varga. So it's really unusual grape. So it only comes from Verduno in Piedmont.
Right.
So you don't get an awful lot of it. It's known for having strawberry characters. And this is Spezial, which means spice.
Okay.
So it's a little bit richer. It's also 2016, so we've got
a 10-year-old wine here almost. Yeah, fantastic.
Nice bit of colour to it. And it's a lot more like herbal, bay leaf, but it's also light.
Oh, yes. There's almost a bit of, is there a bit of olive almost, like black olive or something that I'm getting on the nose?
Really like savoury note to it.
Yes,
but then still
beautiful.
All that fruit. Mm-hmm. I like to think of it as it's like a Pinot Noir, but with a bit more oomph to it almost.
A bit more oomph, a bit more of the savoury, a bit more... There's almost like a slight meatiness on the nose, if I'm not mistaken.
And it just works wonderfully if you're sitting having like a big picky lunch and a bit of everything.
Yes.
I always get a bottle of this in.
That's great.
It just works. We sell this in Heron as well.
Yeah, okay.
But this is the last bottle of this vintage that I managed to secure for myself.
Cheers! Let's have a try. Fantastic. Oh, that's gorgeous. This is not a bad job.
That's it.
This is not a bad job. That is beautiful on the palate.
Yeah.
How would you describe it?
It's got a lot more depth than you expect. You've still got all those savoury notes coming through, but loads of fruit to it. Lots like cranberries, red currants, almost like crunchy berries.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Going into that.
Yeah.
Savoury, herbal note. A little bit of florality on there as well.
Just gorgeous.
Yeah. Singing.
Love it. Thank you so much for bringing that in. And is that one of your favourites because you just find that it goes with so many things and it's just quite a nice one to put on the table, and then if you're having like little bits of mozzarella, tomatoes, some of that kind of more Italian style food, it goes really well.
I find that if you're having people over, it's a bit of a crowd pleaser.
Yes.
It's not something that people know about as well, so there's no one's going to be like, oh, I've drank this before.
I've definitely never had that before. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah. Thank you.
My partner drinks mostly red wine, so
it's a good one as well. Yeah, and it's not too tannic, is it? So it goes quite nicely with food.
Yeah.
Perfect. Or unless it is tannic, I'm just not detecting it. What would you say?
It's got a wee bit, but it's not super heavy.
It's not overpowering, is it? Thank you very much.
No
That's
worries.
super. So we're going to move on to just a few questions about you. So what would you say would be your favourite grape? And if you were to only have one that you could drink forever?
Probably be Chardonnay.
Oh, good choice. Yeah,
I think
mine as well.
Yeah, it's so versatile.
Yep.
You can do so much with it, and it's delicious in any form, pretty much.
Yes, and also it makes fizz, so we can get the beautiful Blanc de Blancs.
Yeah, you've got your champagne.
Yep.
In Jura, they're making sweet wine with it. Oh, then it's really good. It's good straw wine with Chardonnay, and then you can have it on oak. You can have it unoaked.
Yeah.
It's just a multitude of things with it.
Yeah.
And I'm yet to have a bad one.
Yeah. And what would you be? Where would be your go-to Chardonnay place?
Burgundy.
I'm so glad you said that. Me too. I'm a sucker for Burgundy, Burgundian whites. And would you go anything from like a Chablis all the way down to the lower Michelin region?
I'd be looking at like Michelin. I love there's so much, I think, almost experimental things, but experimental for Burgundy. So still quite safe almost.
Yes.
But then Merceau as well. Like, if you're spending the money, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Like, it's so
and
good.
It must be so exciting when somebody comes into the restaurant and they ask for something like that, and you've got that just little taste that you can try.
Yeah, and oh, this is it.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Yeah. Okay, thank you. What do you think is the best bang for your buck out there?
I would say Spain. I think Spain and Portugal.
Yeah.
I think it's a real focus on them, and you can get a lot for your money. Like if you're looking at a certain grape, you can basically get an indigenous style of grape and then get it for a lot more, and they just over deliver.
Wow.
Yeah, I love Spanish wine.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. You're not the first person to say that either. What would you say is your favourite region?
I probably would lean towards Burgundy. I love it. It's delicious.
Do you like it for reds as well?
Yeah, for reds. But if I'm doing wine pairing and needing to do like a wine list pairing out of say one region, I'd be looking sort of like Galicia, like Ribera del Duero, like all that, Ribera Sacra, all those sort of stuff. You've got so much more to play with. There's lots of Grenache, you've got your Gudeo.
So is that northern Spain?
Yeah, right up north, so a little bit cooler, lots of valleys, lots of stony floors. And
they've got quite a lot of greenery, don't they? So it's quite lush for Spain. Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really accessible.
Yeah, and you've got a bit of the coastal influence at the top as well, don't you?
Yeah, so you can then get into your, I've forgotten the name.
That's okay. We can easily cut it.
Albariños.
Albariño, yeah, I love Albariño. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get into that as well. There's a lot to play with.
Yeah, it's a really nice food wine as well, isn't it? It's just, and especially for seafood too, which is gorgeous. Yeah. What's your favourite wine to drink at home in your pants? And I'll maybe say pants and bra, or in your pants. We're going to do a pants series. We're like, what would you drink at home in your pants?
We drink a lot of red wine at home because that's what my partner drinks. So we normally go for, it's actually one that we first got from Good Brothers when we first started dating, and it's just called Keira. It's a Grenache from Spain. Ooh. Look around to see if he's got it at the moment, but I don't know if he does. It'd be really cool if he
It would be really cool. Whenever we wander around afterwards, I think that's one of the whites.
But we found a spot that sells it online, so we normally buy it in bulk.
Yeah,
and then
nice.
With it, it's just a really nice sort of
like an easygoing kind of wine.
Bit of fruit, bit of chocolate, like nice, easy, fresh style wine.
What do you think are some of the other myths around, say the second is always, the biggest rip-off or the biggest markup, or anything about the house wine being just too cheap, or I don't know. Yeah, what's your views on some of those myths?
I think people sometimes think like we're going to give them, if we're pushing a bottle, it's because we've got a lot of it in as well. Okay. Or we're pushing bottles that we've got a higher markup on. Yeah. It's like, no, we're giving you bottles that are perfect for you. Yes. That's our aim. And I think another one is I've seen a lot of this online. I think it is more American based, but it baffles me that if we're opening a bottle for a wine pairing, the bottle is then getting thrown out. Oh. Yeah.
I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, I've seen it online quite a bit, and there's people are saying, what happens with the rest of the bottle? The they've poured for me for my wine pairing.
Oh.
So, no, we'll use multiple bottles.
Yeah.
Multiple tables.
Yeah, that's strange. And also we have these wonderful things called Coravan as well, if we need to, which will preserve it for weeks and months on end. So, yeah.
Well, that's it. And then a lot of it is also like people with glassware, wanting like your flute glasses, which I think are awful.
Kind of, I always get it up my nose. I'll just tell you a very quick story. I did champagne and sparkling wine. No, it was mainly champagne actually, but sparkling wines tasting event, which I was running, and they only had flutes. And I actually, when I went to do the sniffing, I like sniffed it all the way up my bloody nose. I had to turn away from, because I was 35 people, and I'm like, it's flutes. Like, you cannot get your nose in a flute properly. You cannot, sniff it. You can't get the aromatics. So anyway.
And the pouring doesn't look good. Like, we've had a few people, because they use really nice Riedel flutes, but
I love those.
They're still big, they're a bit bulbous.
Yeah.
I make me feel going to come and get a proper flute, and we're like,
they
can, but they look really bad.
Yeah.
And they're not nice to pour into. They're not really nice to drink from.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the main things, is just use a wine glass if you're drinking anything sparkling.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think those gorgeous kind of tulip style Riedel glasses are really nice. Actually, can I just ask you quickly about glassware? Do you down in Heron tend to complement the grape and the type of wine that's been asked for?
Yeah, so we really, I say, as specific as we can be with glasses.
Yeah.
So on our pairing menu, every wine that we pair has what we would think is the correct glassware.
Yes.
And then anything we're pouring, we will do the correct glassware.
Nice.
We do have some customers that you'll take a glass and go, oh no, can I have this glass instead? So that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, and some bottles, I'll maybe give an option of glasses.
Yeah.
Because if it's had a bit of oak, but it's not fully oak, do you want an oaked wine glass, or do you want something different? Because it depends how you want to drink it. If you're going to drink that ice cold and keep all the acidity in it, you maybe want something like a Sauvignon Blanc glass.
Something a bit more narrow as opposed to the kind of bowl-shaped glass. Yeah.
But if you're going to bring it up in temperature, let it breathe, let it open, then you probably want the oaked white glass. It depends how you're wanting to drink it. Yeah. But we always try and get the sort of best glasses, because otherwise you're not getting the best out of the wine. I
couldn't agree more. Yeah, no, I'm a big supporter of that. This is a quick fire round. So when I ask a question, it doesn't, so for instance, I'll say overrated or underrated. It can be anything. Anything to do with wine, but it doesn't need to be a grape or it's just whatever you think springs to mind, okay? Overrated.
Oh, I would say I'm on the edge here. I say probably people's just only drinking like Chablis but not Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Like Sancerre but not Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
It's a real...
So it's kind of like a narrow view, isn't it? It's a narrow viewpoint. What would you say is underrated?
Underrated, I say orange wine.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's got a lot to it. It's delicious.
Yeah, fantastic. Natural wines, yes or no?
Maybe.
Yeah, you were like that. We'll come back to it if we've got time. We've done the one grape for the rest of your life. And what would you pour if you're going to impress another somm?
Oh, I'd probably try and go for something off piste, potentially something like this.
Yeah, or that's a great choice.
Aligotti or something like that.
Nice, a good talking point. Anyway, times that you would decant or not decant.
Oh, I'd say if a somm offers to decant, take the offer, because a lot of people go, no, it's fine. You're like, no, I'm asking for a reason.
Yes.
Normally, if I know the wine's going to be a chunky gal, she's going to have a lot of sediment, then I'm going to offer to decant.
Yeah.
If it's something that's maybe about 8 years of age, max, we'll decant. But most of the time I know the wine, so if it needs to be decanted, then it's...
Yes, you'll offer to do that, and it'll give that bit of breathing space and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So we're going to do also a bit of a quick round on choosing an alternative to some of the most commonly known grapes. So Chardonnay.
Sigardale.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Ooh, I would probably go for potentially like an Alsatian Pinot Gris, but even then that's a lot, that's really different. It's just aromatic quality.
Aromatically quite similar.
Yeah.
Merlot.
Ooh, Merlot, no, I'm going to go Cabernet Franc, something like that. Just all the fruits sort of.
Nice.
Focus on
and
that.
you've still got a bit of that darker fruit as well, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Cabernet Sauvignon?
Cabernet Sauvignon, I would say Zinfandel, but try and go like South African or something, like not as rich as Napa Valley. Try and bring it down a little bit.
Nice. Do you have a pairing for Malbec? Might be questionable. But I'm going to ask it anyway.
Like an alternative?
An alternative.
Malbec, I would potentially go for like Grenache, but try and go for something a little bit heavier in the Grenache style. But even then it's
like an older vine or something like that. Yeah, lovely.
Potentially like Australian older vine.
Oh yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah, Grenache.
Yes. And I had one just at Christmas time, and that's why I'm nodding, because I'm like, that was a good alternative, and it went really well with a kind of roasted pork dish. Actually, it was gorgeous. Pinot Grigio.
Pinot Grigio. Potentially, I would say, like, I was going to say Neschetta, but that's really high acid, so it'd be something that sort of Piedmont Italian style. Yeah. Is somewhere I'd lean towards, probably a blend.
Okay, nice.
There.
Yeah, that's good. So something along, because I think it's quite difficult when you've gone for Italian. How do you go outside of Italy? Because they are so highly acidic as well. Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir. Palavarga.
yeah, this is a great alternative. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, we've got one final question. I'm going to find where, well, actually I know it. So, and of course you can recommend Heron, that's absolutely fine. But where else would you recommend to people in Edinburgh to go for either just wine or to go for wine and food?
Let's say Heron, obviously.
Yeah.
Really love Lila as well.
Yeah.
Impossible to get a reservation.
We just interviewed him and it was lush to just sit there in Lila. Yeah.
I love if we're doing a like cozy date night to go to Iorna.
Oh, lovely. Great suggestion.
Yeah, wonderful. The Glenn's wine list is insane.
Yeah.
And then if we're just having like a nice sort of lunch, we're going to go Ardfern.
That's a great suggestion. Good. Yeah.
And then we love Roseleaf.
Yes.
If you want a good fry up and a pint in the morning,
it's
ready to go.
I love that. That's great. All fabulous places that you've recommended. So thank you so much, Erin, for coming in and being interviewed today, and also bringing these lovely wines. So
we're
going to just cheers at the end. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.